Hello everyone. As I mentioned before in my previous videos, I've started recording these videos for students and for new grads that are looking into an option of getting into medical device industry. I kept receiving a lot of questions from students about how did I get my job after my master's program. And I also participated in a number of networking events for postdocs at the University of Calgary, where people with PhD would like to go and explore an opportunity to work in industry, and they're looking for ways of how to apply, where to start. Today I will cover a few tips that hopefully will help you to be more prepared for application process and to help you to have a higher success chance in getting a job that you are looking for in the industry. I'll divide my video into two parts. First will be addressed to people who are trying to get into R&D of the industry, so research and development. And the second part will be addressed to people who are trying to get into industry from any other route rather than research and development. If you are trying to get into R&D, my first and most important suggestion would be to evaluate your PhD or master's project and to see if it has any relations or application, direct application to the industry, to the product and core business of the company you're applying to. If your project is directly related and can help us solve a problem for the company, great for you. Focus on that project. Make sure you describe it well on your resume, and of course you describe it well on your interview, because it's definitely a win-win scenario, because you can apply your research towards real world, and companies would love to hire people with a specific deep knowledge in that area. However, we all understand that not all PhD and master's projects are directly related to medical, healthcare world, or medical devices, biotech, and pharma. Very common obstacle that I see is that when postdocs talk about their research project, they get very involved and focused on their research project or paper, or maybe multiple papers that they published. But none of them solve any problem for medical device industry or medical field, or maybe healthcare. For example, if the candidate for a job has a PhD in quantum physics, he or she should not be only talking about their project, because most likely it has no place in R&D department of a medical device company. But they still want to go and explore opportunities in the industry, and they want to work in an R&D team that builds an artificial knee. So my suggestion would be to shift the focus from the PhD project towards more of a skill set that you got from the PhD time. For example, skills like testing, bench testing, or stress testing. Or maybe you learn how to choose materials, or maybe you're so good in physics you can understand certain properties of certain, materials if you're building something. Make sure you shift it towards the skill set and knowledge versus what is your project, because I think that's the biggest disconnect. And what I mean by that, do not put focus on topic per se. Put focus on who you are, what you can do, and what kind of benefit you can bring to the company, to the R&D team, due to your previous experience while you're working on your master's or PhD project. It is a common mistake that people from academia get carried away with the significance of their experiment or their publication, while companies in the industry, they're business and revenue driven, and they are looking for more practical skill sets that can actually be applied towards their business. So if you are in such situation, you do have master's degree or PhD degree that is not directly related to medical world, medical devices, pharma, biotech, think about what transferable skill set you obtained during your time at university, during your time in academia, that you can actually bring to the table to R&D team to complete their projects in order to generate revenue and profit. That is very important, and that's the key. Same suggestion would apply to people who are looking into getting into industry, but not through an R&D route. My biggest recommendation, on top of what I already described, would be to educate yourself on basic business concepts. That will give you a competitive advantage towards your goal, because again, coming from academia, sometimes people do not have that understanding, the holistic overview of how business works. So my suggestion would be take an online course. There are some free resources available online, and educate yourself on basic marketing strategies and tools. Know what SWOT analysis is. Learn what gross and net income is. Learn how companies work on margins and what margins are when it comes to product development and product pricing. Learn about new technology adoption curve. That's also important. The reason why I'm suggesting all this is that you will be able to demonstrate to the company that you understand the process from the commercial side of things. Because when HR professionals or recruiters will be looking at your resume, they will have no doubts that you are very smart and very well educated, just looking at you having a PhD degree or master's degree, and it will be right there. But they will be very skeptical about your knowledge about this business. And I think this is where you can actually tell them that you are aware how the company is structured, you know how company makes decisions, you understand how products are being developed, tested, and then priced. At the end of my video, I'd like to remind you that medical device, pharma, biotech industries, they're full of opportunities for people like you. They are looking for bright individuals, driven individuals with knowledge, with passion. They do need people like that, and they're looking for people like that. So the goal of this and me sharing this information with you is just to help you to bridge that gap, the gap between academia thinking, like research focused thinking, and commercial business way of thinking. So if you can bridge that gap through self-education, through making sure that you stop focusing on the specific research area and use the skills that you obtain from this, and you can make them as a transferable, broader skill set, and you can present it to the company for their project, like a real life scenario, real life project. And if you can actually convince them that that's what they need, I think this is where you will be on the way to success in getting a job in this industry. So please think of how you can tweak your resume in order to make your profile attractive to a company from a business standpoint, and of course mention all this in your interviews, because you will be able to convince them that you are actually the best candidate for the job you're applying for. I guess that's all I have to say for today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them underneath this video. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know if you'd like me to cover more details on this subject, and maybe I'll make another video for you. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.